Hello my Luminites, it is Ivy and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Ivy, also known as Intuitive IVM, here on this channel as well as on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I am the co-founder of an amazing spiritual business company called Unearthly Treasures. I am also the host of a spiritual podcast called the Woo Woo Podcast. It is a podcast for the spiritually open-minded, and we talk about all sorts of really spiritual and supernatural topics that are just really out there, and my purpose of this podcast is to expand your consciousness by challenging your beliefs and your thoughts. My name is Ivy. If you are new here, this channel is all about the magical, the mystical, and the supernatural. I usually post 3 times a week, so if you are into one or all 3 of those subjects, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on that notification bell, especially turning on that notification bell, you guys, please, because then YouTube just does not notify you when I post, and I work hard on my videos. I put together, after countless research and just finally just typing it all out, I put together a astrological forecast for you guys for 2022. So I don't know if you guys know, I don't even know if I talked about this or discussed this, but back in the beginning of 2021, I joined the Cosmic Academy of Astrology, which was a live course with Astrology with Heather. And she's also known as Astrology with Heather here on YouTube. So I joined her course and I studied astrology. Since 2022 is approaching, I wanted to start bringing astrology into my videos a lot more, since it is something that I am studying and really enjoying, actually. So we're going to take a look at the big events that are going to be going on in 2022 regarding astrology. Let's just go ahead and dive into it. So first, we're going to take a look at some highlight. First thing is that all the Mercury retrogrades of 2022 are there's going to be 4 Mercury retrogrades, which is a little more than usual. I believe we usually have like 3 Mercury retrogrades, but we're going to have 4, so we're going to have more than usual. They're all going to be taking place in earth signs. So all Mercury retrogrades are going to be taking place in earth signs. So this, because all the Mercury retrogrades are going to be in earth signs, it's going to be all about putting you in your place, right? It's grounding. Earth signs, it's all about grounding. It's all about the root chakra. It's all about physical, tangible materials. So make sure that you are practicing what you preach, because if you are preaching something but you're not practicing it yourself, during Mercury retrogrades is when they're gonna, alright, sorry, my camera just turned off on me. During Mercury retrogrades, it's when you're gonna be called out on your bull. Like, just to be honest, okay? So it's also gonna be a time, because it's the earth signs, right? And it's about materials. It's also going to be a really good time to manifest. So making the untangible tangible, making what's unmaterial, what's untangible, into actual material physical things, because it's an earth sign. So it's definitely going to be a good thing to manifest and basically start bringing about the things that you want to bring about. But because, again, it's Mercury retrograde, it's going to be things that you already started, things that you've already working at is going to be the time. It's going to be a good time to manifest. So make sure that there are projects and things that you're already working on and not brand new, because they say anything that starts during a Mercury retrograde doesn't stick. Another very important keynote here is, starting in February of 2022, the US is going to have its Neptune opposition as well as its Pluto return. Like I said, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking down at the notes that I wrote. So this is basically going to be a change that impacts the United States. This is going to be a change that impacts the US first. But because it's such a huge thing, it's going to start at the US, because it's the Pluto return of the US. and it's going to trickle down to the rest of the world. We're going to be seeing big changes involving political rules and structures. These shifts are going to begin in February, and then there's going to be another fluctuation and changes on July 11th with the energy of Pluto retrograde, and then once again on the 8th of December. So this is also going to signify changes not just in the system, but also even in political leaders, even in corporation, because like back in the day, we get a Pluto return every 250 years or so. Like it's a rare thing. A Pluto return is a rare thing, and like the last Pluto return was like in like France or something, and literally that marked the death of Napoleon. Before that, and then it was like in Russia, a Pluto return in Russia, and symbolize the end of Stalin. So Pluto returns are like a big deal, especially regarding political figures. So it could be a collapse or a change in government, a change in political figures, things like that. Something that's going to be really grand that starts at the US because it's its own Pluto return, but then again it's going to trickle down to the rest of the world. Let's talk about how the year is going to go. So 2022 is definitely going to be, I feel like it's going to be better than 2020. And then in 2021 wasn't too huge. 2022, we're going to have a little bit more of dramatic changes, but it's going to be a lot of changes within ourselves too. And I feel like 2022 is basically going to prepare us for 2023, and 2023 is like the big year, and not in a bad way. 2023 is like going to be like a really good, significant changes type of year. Alright, so first let's talk about January through March. So from January through March, we're actually going to be seeing a lot of planets going into Capricorn. So Capricorn is a sign that's, you know, it's an earth sign, which could mean, since it's all about structure, it's all about materials, it's all about finances, this could symbolize a substantial change in the economy. And not just the economy, but because it's also structures, because it's also rules, it could be a change in the way that the economy is managed. So this change is going to show up the most dominant in the US, of course, with everything going on in the US next year. But there is also going to be some sort of shift and change of the material values of the world. We have both Mercury and Venus retrograde. This is going to be a call to be very mindful around the people that we are closest to. So especially with our intimate partners, since it is going to be a Venus retrograde, and Venus is a planet that rules relationships, especially like intimate relationships and partners, and Mercury being the sign of, you know, where we get a lot of miscommunication. So be very mindful about the way that you're communicating with your intimate partner, your lover, your people that you're close to. Be very mindful of the way that you're communicating with them, especially on your intimate partner, since it is the Venus retrograde as well. Pay attention to the way that you're speaking to them, because this is going to be a time where you're also going to kind of notice the way that you're talking to the people that you care most about. And if you are talking in a way that's not polite, this is going to be, during this Venus and Mercury retrograde period in January, is going to be the time that you realize, hey, I need to take a step back. I think I'm being a little too harsh, or I think I'm being a little too mean, and I need to take a step back and kind of rephrase the way that I'm approaching this. So this is especially going to be prominent in fixed signs, so Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Because Uranus will also be turning direct in January, be prepared for anything. This is especially true in fixed signs as well. So again, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, be prepared for anything in January. So be mindful of the way that you're talking, and also be prepared for any sort of situation because of Uranus turning direct. Okay, so if you're a cardinal sign, so Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, relationship issues are going to be your prominent change in January. So instead of it being more on the communication aspect, if you're Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, it's going to be more focused on some relationship issues that you have. More than likely it'll be like if you're in a relationship, it'll be relationship issues, but if not, it's going to be somebody that you're very close to or closely associated to. So on February 22nd, Pluto and Neptune are both going to be at 22 degrees exactly. 22 degrees is the master builder number. So it's going to be signifying a building of events, some events that are building up to this moment, or it's going to be the start of, you know, building up to something a little bit more big that might be occurring later on in the year or in 2023, especially in matters of manifestation. And then we have in March. So in March, Venus and Mars. So Venus and Mars are two amazing feminine and masculine signs, are going to conjunct in Capricorn and in Aquarius. So these two planets coming together at this time of the year in February, in March, will mean that relationships are going to be in harmony and will be flowing smoothly. Next, we're going to move on from March through May. So a lot of planets are going to be in Pisces till May. So there's going to be this overall feeling of our head kind of just being up in the clouds. Many of us may become a little bit delusional about certain fantasies. But that being said, however, so there's also heightened awareness during this time. So intuition, if you want to own in on your psychic abilities, right now would be the perfect time to do so from March until May. Also in April, there's a rare astrological event that happens only once every 12 years, which is Jupiter and Neptune are going to conjunct on April 12th. So these two planets are considered the rulers of Pisces. So that means especially if you're a water sign, so if you're a Pisces, especially a Cancer, a Scorpio, this is going to be some fantastic and powerful energy for you, and you might find your intuition being heightened. You might find your psychic abilities, discovering these psychic abilities. This conjunction will also bring about a large world event, but particularly it's going to be some sort of change in the economy, or again, environmental, so economical change. We got a lot of economical changes coming up in 2022, or it could be something environmental. And then on April 30th, we have a solar eclipse in Taurus. So especially for fixed signs, so again, that's going to be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. This solar eclipse is going to bring about new beginnings. Then in May, when Jupiter transitions into Aries, we'll be experiencing a dramatic shift in the way that we go for owning not just our intuition, but being able to take charge and get ready for 2023, which is when like the really big changes are happening. So there's a lot of like confident energy, and you might find yourself more motivated to starting projects and just feeling overall just really well about the projects that you start. So on a global scale, we might be seeing some changes in weather, especially with water because of the whole like Pisces signs. So there might be a lot of extreme changes in weather. So we might be seeing a lot of floodings, especially with water. So a lot of floodings, melting ice, maybe even some hurricanes. Then on May 16th, we have the lunar eclipse in Scorpio with Mercury retrograding in Taurus, which is going to be causing a lot of fixed and stubborn energy. The best approach to this lunar eclipse with Mercury retrograde is going to be as adaptable as you can possibly be. So being a little bit more flexible with everything. because it's going to be especially challenging again for us fixed signs. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, especially us, we're going to have a tough time during the lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograde. So just learning to be a little bit more flexible and adaptable, because a lot of things that you might want to do are probably not going to be able to get done on the day and time that you want. So just being more flexible with your time, adaptable with your schedule, is definitely going to be a way to help ease that challenge that's coming. Next, we have Venus moves into Taurus as well in May. This is going to be the perfect time to start getting projects done. Projects, again, that you have already started, because, you know, not brand new projects due to, again, Mercury retrograde. And seeing things all the way through. So these are projects that you have already started, and you're actually going to be able to continuously work on it and actually get stuff done, which is nice. There's going to be a Saturn-Uranus square that continues all the way up until March 1st. Up until March 1st is going to be the time where we might be requiring a lot of handiwork done in our home, in our workspace. So we might be getting our home fixed up, our workplace fixed up. This is going to be the perfect time to start working on your natural physical skills. So gardening, cooking, cleaning. Is cleaning a skill? Crafting, knitting, working with your hands. Handyman work is going to be up until March 1st is going to be the... In June we have Saturn and Neptune turning retrograde. So we're gonna have a little bit more sense of responsibility, and we're gonna be a little bit more responsible than usual during this Saturn-Neptune retrograde. Then May to October, Jupiter is gonna be in Aries. That's going to bring changes in leadership, also finding our own leadership within ourselves. New ideas, new beginning when it comes to confidence, and a shift in mindset. August 2nd, 2022, we have a conjunction of Mars and Uranus, which also comes to play with the North Lunar Node. So this is going to also create a square with Saturn, so big thing going on here. This is going to give us the intention to act on our behalf, of what we truly want to do in our lives, especially when it comes to our future and technology. And then October through December. October, we have the solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 23rd, which brings about emotional intensity, because we're going to be desperately searching for a way out of our current situations. This is also going to be a time where our soul starts to crave change and is going to cause a lot of intense feelings. It's also going to be the release of old trauma. Okay, then we have another eclipse on November 8th, which is a lunar eclipse in Taurus. So this is going to bring about inflated feelings. It's also going to bring a surge of different urges and temptations. So this is going to be all different things that we need to watch out for during this lunar eclipse in Taurus. So make sure that you sit with your newfound revelations before you actually take action, especially when it comes to temptations, because you might be tempted to do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good temptation, The end of October all the way through December, Mars is going to turn retrograde into Gemini, bringing about a lot of feelings of frustration, especially in the mutual signs. So that's going to be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So the frustration is going to come about from some sudden change that happens because of all the fixed energy throughout the year. We are going to have to adjust our schedules and make them more adaptable and flexible. And then the sudden change at the end of the year with this Mars turning retrograde in Gemini, there's going to be a sudden change where we've become a little too flexible and a little too adaptable and a little too comfortable in the adaptiveness, so that we're going to start to realize that we've missed a lot of opportunities that are good for us, because at this point we're so adaptable and we're so flexible and we're so all over the place because of how flexible we made ourselves that we don't even know which direction we are going in at this point towards the end of the year. It's gonna basically cause us to realign with ourselves and try to attempt to bring a little bit more balance, so not being too tight and rigid with everything but not being too flexible. So a mix of both. It's going to be affecting us on a global scale. So we're going to see a lot of restructuring online, such as like data through cybersecurity. We may even see some changes in financial systems online, both online and offline. And then in October to November, the North Node in Taurus along with Uranus, it's going to basically give us the energy of community and coming together. So we're going to be nourishing one another and basically might even get the vibes of like taking care of our earth. So a lot of this year is going to be a lot of compassionate vibes, a lot of caring for others, and a lot of taking care of our earth, and some changes in the economy as well. And then in December moves, Jupiter moves back into Aries, where it will be until mid-2023, indicating that a brand new approach. And it's also going to be about becoming more adventurous in nature. So this is where things start to beginning to increase in pace, and where we're going to be seeing some changes that are just going to be coming at a much faster pace. So many changes that it may become difficult to keep track of everything that's going to be going on. So December, basically this whole 2022 is going to be preparing us for the major events that are happening in 2023. So that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my my very first astrological forecast here on this channel. I want to start incorporating astrology into everything as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to comment down below. Let me know if you like these astrology forecasts, because I absolutely love astrology. So anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!